My name is AnantP, and I'm here to show you why I would make a great candidate for the position of Mobile Tour Manager. So, to begin, I think there's 3 areas about me that are related to this position. 1, I have an entrepreneurial background and interest. 2, I have a passion for innovation. In fact, these are 2 of the books that I read last, although I'm still in the middle of one. One is called Exploiting Chaos, just on unique pattern recognition around marketing, and the other one's called Innovator's Manifesto, just related to kind of disruptions in the tech industry. And last, of course, is my experience. Okay, so now let's continue forward and let's talk a little bit about leadership, because I know this is important to you as a client. So what makes a great leader? Okay, in my opinion, it's being a problem solver. So specifically, to paraphrase, I just like to say, like from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is seek first to understand and then be understood. So for me, this means gathering all the information, working well with your team, having all the resources available to you, and then from there, once you're able to articulate the problem, it's very easy to determine steps to solve it, and hopefully you end up succeeding. Okay, so some examples. We begin with a personal example. So relating back to my experience as an entrepreneur, I started a comedy show in Calgary. And specifically what I did was I followed this fellow named Gilson Lubin. I went to 7 of his shows in a row. It was a little bit tiring. Comedy doesn't become quite funny at then. And what I learned was that most of the venues are like a little bit older hotels or like comedy clubs, but no one had done a luxury setting. So I took it upon myself to contact the only luxury hotel in Calgary, which was Hotel Arts, and I initiated my own comedy show there. It was a success. We sold 75% of the tickets, and in fact, the owner showed up. And really the problem there was, how do we draw out people who don't normally come to comedy shows? And actually, we did. Okay, so the second was related to work, and professionally speaking, my first job was with business-to-business sales for natural gas institutions. And there I had, because it was my first job, I had to learn really what sales meant, specifically, as my director used to say, putting pen to paper. And so what I went about was just annoying a lot of my colleagues with questions, setting, for example, a lot of Google alerts so I could be up to date on the newest information, and then finally learning a lot about, at that particular time, my clients, because that information helped me understand where they're coming from and helped me solve the problem of how to put pen to paper. Okay, so then finally we end up coming to the point of, what do I bring to the table overall to you? So 1, I just like to begin with my energy. Like, I have a lot of fun within promotional experience, specifically because of the people I get to meet, and there's only so much time you have in the day, and I like to make the most of it. And I find the sense of ownership and interaction and problem solving on the job is very thrilling to me. Okay, from there we end up getting to, I believe I bring work. Specifically, sometimes it's not enough just to tighten your belt. Sometimes you have to, in order to get the job done, you have to strap yourself down and put on your hat and work hard. So for me, this meant on the Mobile Tour Manager for another company, I ended up actually on my first day for 10 days straight in the pouring rain. I laid down 300 feet of wire covers every day. We had to strike up and tear down, and it was fine. Other times it might mean learning product knowledge on 20 new products on your own time. Sometimes you just have to get down and do the work, and there's no real way around it. And finally, I believe the other part I bring to this account is a view of the whole picture. It's very easy, especially in a leadership position or a management position, to end up getting bogged down with the details. And I think it's important to have a balance between both the micro and macroscopic views, or as I see, viewing the whole picture. And so for that reason, I just like to give you an example that when I was on that mobile tour experience for GMR marketing, I was spending a lot of time every Sunday on payroll. Specifically, we had like timesheets that had to be done for all of my staff, and there were 6 of them rotating with maybe a couple more, and there were hard copies, and they were taking a lot of time on those days. And those are the days I rather would have been doing something else to help the program. So what I decided to do was I went and recreated that whole timesheet in Excel so that when it printed it looked identical. And then I was able to automate all the times. So when I entered in start, finish, and a break, it would be calculated total hours, both at the end of the column and at the bottom, and they just have to sign. So if people had changes or there's a change in staff, it wasn't a lot of work, and from week to week it changed the same. So instead of spending 3-4 hours, I would spend 10 minutes, and that time could be better used to improve the program, train my staff, and make a difference. So overall, I'm really excited about this opportunity, and I hope to hear from you soon. And since I'm ready for it, I think I'm going to go shovel some snow because there's work to be done. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you soon.